Hey, Lauren Hughes here, coming to you from a stairwell in an investment property of mine. I've been talking a lot about new construction. I've also talked about how I'm no longer buying any houses that were built in 2020 or 2021. We'll see what happens in 2022 if I do change my mind. And a lot of that is supply chain uncertainty and lacking of skilled labor. And right now, I worked with a good builder and I still believe that. I think there's a lot of sloppiness that happened with this house that was not appropriate for this level of house. Now, is it a commodity house? Yes. Is it considered a luxury, like custom build? That's what it's marketed as. It's a commodity house, but even commodity houses should have things done right. Regardless of sometimes you get what you pay for, but with this price range, you do have expectations of skilled labor. And I'm sitting on the stairwell, which you can't see very well, but so with this stairwell, it's just an example of one of the things that was not done correctly. And the fact that I could have done it better, I consider that a bad thing because I'm not very skilled, or that I'm handy enough to be dangerous. I'm not handy enough for someone to actually pay me to do my job. So you can kind of see there's two colors right here. And that is because the person who drilled and made these upgraded $2,500 upgrades to the railing didn't use the right drill bit size, and or it was dull. So either they didn't use a small one and then slowly work up because the wood cracked all over the place, or they just used a dull one. And that's just sloppy. It's not like, it's just sloppy. And with the new construction homes, I'm seeing a lot of sloppiness. So let me show you a few other things that shouldn't have happened. And with this house, we've had a lot of small issues. Is this gonna make or break something? No. But when you add them all together, I'm out. I'm not gonna buy any more new construction until this labor shortage has been resolved. Another thing is the wiring in this house. I'm not so sure the quality of the wiring because half the wiring didn't work when we moved in. And the builder told us that it was, the light switches that turn on and off. I do know that trick. That wasn't it. And then when the electrician came over, he just kind of makes comments about how stuff's done sloppy. There's a lot of sloppiness here with the paint. I mean, I can already see holes like where the paint, they just missed it. They were going over fast. Don't get me started on edges. And I realize I'm being really nitpicky right here, but when you add them all up, it just doesn't make sense to what we're used to and what we're paying for. So come check out a couple more pictures of just, these are small items that really don't matter individually, but when you put them all together with a trained eye, it shows that things are being done sloppy or rushed or without people with the proper skill set to actually do them. So come follow me. All right, so I've been showing you a lot about this banister, and it's like at every single joint, it was just sloppy every single time. And you can tell that they actually spent about 4 hours filling this in, when in reality they could have just drilled the holes better and it would have been a lot faster. But even if you go over here to these floorboards, I found out that this is actually a lower grade wood than what it used to be because they can get away with it. But I'm seeing like just sloppiness. This is, just paint, and it's just sloppy. And this house is brand spanking new. So let me show you a couple other things. All right, so here I'm actually showing you seams. So historically speaking, these baseboards used to be wood. Now they're pressed cardboard, but they don't, that you shouldn't see seams, but it's just done very sloppy. Thanks for tuning in. What I showed you, those are extremely small and nitpicky, but when you put them all together and the litany of errors, it just paints a story that I just don't want to be a part of. And so that's why I'm out for 2020, 2021, and we'll see what happens with 2022 with new construction. And it's all about also my costs at the end of the day, because I do investing and I buy and hold. I don't just flip, and so I also don't buy houses that have been flipped, because that's almost what I'm noticing with this quality of work. It looks like it's a flip done as cheap as possible for the maximum amount of price. So it's just something to think of. Me personally, with my money, I'm out. It's ultimately up to you, but I still chose to go in 2021 or 2020 and then closed in 2021. So if you guys ever have any questions, my door is always open.